see her latest look.
Watchdog blues. I'm in the doghouse now. I've gotta save the day, but I don't know how.
Getting carried away there.
Sorry.
What? It's a new series called The Ink Thief.
Yes, with Richard O'Brien playing the Ink Thief. I'm a dog.
So you're all animals?
Yes, we're all kind of half dog, half animal, half human. We all have the ability to speak and act and...
Did you get a choice about which animal you were going to be?
I was involved with the creative talks at the beginning, and we thought a dog would be very funny for me. Being kind of considered a glamorous rock and roll singer, you know, Toyah as a dog.
Toyah as a dog, yes. Yeah, we did toy with that in the
I
links.
think you've got a feline face, more of a cat face.
I have played a cat. Animals seem to be my speciality. I was a cat with Dawn French in Little Pig Robinson many years ago in a film. Yes,
really?
Dawn was playing a pig along with Jennifer.
I wasn't talking about. We're going to talk a bit more about this new series, but talking about this whole body image thing, which Dawn has. She's really got her teeth into it. She's really going for it. And
Quite right.
And good for her, absolutely. Yeah. And we're talking about sort of body image and binging and starving and stuff in the phoning today. You used to do that, didn't you?
I think every young woman, when she first becomes aware of men and fashion, starves herself. I went on my first diet when I was about 12, and it was hugely successful. I looked brilliant, and I only lost about 6 pounds. But then I'd say I spent right up till the age of 27 starving myself. I mean, not dramatically, there was certainly no throwing up, nothing like that, but being very food conscious. I think it's incredibly boring. I'm 35 now and I don't give a damn. I'm very proud of how I look. And I don't know the name of the guest earlier, but Candida. I think the fashion world has a lot to answer for. I really do.
Do you think it might change now? I mean, I don't mean this year or even next, but do you think that, I mean, I was saying earlier to Candida, one's heard these random conversations and random articles, but they do seem to be coming together now into a general and more organised backlash against the fashion industry. Do you think it's happening?
I don't think it's so much a backlash. It's probably a backlash against prices of clothes and very thin models. But I think it's about self-confidence, and self-confidence has nothing to do with your body size. It's to do with you.
Well, it shouldn't have anything to do with your body size.
It shouldn't have anything to do.
What stopped you? I mean, and you say that this went on till you were 27, you're 35 now. What made you kind of stop starving yourself?
Self-confidence, truly finding my own voice without being influenced by others, and an absolute passionate love of food. I mean, my emotional and social life is based on food. I love it.
But you're not at all plump. What do you do? Do you work out a lot? Or?
I probably would never be seen modelling clothes because of my body size. I'm broad, I'm healthy, and I'm stocky. But I have a high-pressured life. It's a fast life, and I think that helps me keep things down. Alcohol and chocolate are deadly. I think you do have to make a few compromises and they're out the window.
So you don't drink at all, or just the odd glass of wine?
The odd whiskey once a week, but that's about it, and it's a real treat.
But otherwise you more or less eat what you want.
Totally. Yes.
Let's go back to this kids programme and talk about kids programmes in general. What do you think about this debate going on about videos and the influence on kids? Do you think they influence them?
You're really getting me on some heavy subjects this morning.
Let's talk
I am passionate about protecting children, really passionate about it. I think the potential for good and evil is in all of us, right through our lives. And at some point in our lives, we're educated to choose the right thing, basically good. And I think that time happens in our life before puberty. And I feel bewildered sometimes that we allow children to view death as an act of mankind rather than an act of God. When you see the continual news and video games where you're kind of killing things or killing people, it kind of numbs your emotions towards human suffering. And I think that's unhealthy. I think a child should be protected from all that purely by the love of a parent or parents.
And I also think that I mean, people often make analogies with cartoons, don't they? They say, well, kids watch cartoons where cats and mice
Tom and Jerry, yeah.
batter each other over the head.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Well, of course it doesn't matter, because they're not human beings, and they know that's a drawing. It's not the same thing at all.
Yes, but children go through stages. There's the toilet stage where they're absolutely obsessed with anything to do with the toilet. And then there's the death stage that comes around the age of 8. And I think you've got to be very protective of those stages and very honest with children, but not blatantly letting them see people who've been murdered and splattered, or you have to kind of guide them. I think that's our role as adults.
I think in the last 20 years, I mean, speaking as a society, we failed, haven't we? We haven't been guiding them at all. There's been this liberal view that they should be allowed to watch more or less what they want within certain limits.
The availability of videos. We were talking with our older boys the other day about these new guidelines that, you know, there'll be tougher fines, tougher penalties for video rental shops if they rent videos to younger kids. I don't think the problem is that at all, and neither do they. They have problems renting 18-plus videos anyway. The problem is that when the adults get them and leave them lying around the house, they're in the house.
Yes.
The other thing is, I mean, just thinking back to the kind of kids, go back to your show, the kind of kids television, stuff on kids television when I was a kid basically had a strong moral content. I mean, to be honest, if you watch the Wooden Tops, let's have a laugh at the Wooden Tops, but there was a moral content to it. Most of the stories had some kind of moral dimension, which in a very simple way showed children that if you were nasty and cruel to the dog, then the dog might suffer, and therefore it was nasty. You don't get that.
We're in such a technical age, and things are available to children, and children are incredibly intelligent. I mean, their knowledge of computers, I have no knowledge of computers, but a child has. That is accessing them to an incredible wealth of knowledge. They can tap into anything.
They're probably too young to understand.
Yes, and I mean, this is probably really dramatic, but some computer systems have a pornography thing you can access.
The notice board, yeah.
I mean, a child will find that no problem at all.
Listen, but your story, your new series looks very innocent, is it?
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, the Ink Thief is this character who can absorb print off the page, and he's timeless. He can time travel, and all the animals around him are called bumps, and we have to guide him. And Richard O'Brien's character goes off the rails and starts absorbing print to become human, to become powerful, rather than to create the future.
Right.
So we're all these kind of really mad creatures trying to save the world.
When does it start?
It starts at the end of May.
The end of May, on ITV?
ITV.
What time's it go out?
4:25.
A series of 7.
Series of 7, rock and roll, half cartoon, half drama. It uses all the kind
mixture of animation, cartoon, and
Sounds
real
a lot of fun.
life.
And you're
Sounds good
singing
fun.
for us at the end of the show, your new single, Now and Then.
Yes, well, I'm on the road at the moment, so Now and Then is the single out on the 3rd of May.
3rd of May.
Yes.
Okay, there it is. Toyah singing her new single Now and Then at the end of the programme. You can catch a new series soon on ITV. Nice to see you again. Okay.
Good to see you.
Good chat, as always. Now it's the last